So my name is Christina Fernandez. I am a loan originator and owner at Sunset Home Mortgage. We specialize in conventional FHA and jumbo loans on the residential side
So
of the
how long
mortgage
you-
business.
How long you been in business now, pretty much? 'Cause you've been doing this for a while.
99, so 23 years. I had to look at the calendar.
You know, I graduated from high school
23
in
years.
98.
94. So yeah, I was 20
So-
some when I started this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what motivated you? What was your why to get into the business at such a young age? You were so young.
I was young. My mom was in real estate, so I had some exposure to mortgage. And I started with a family team that brought me in, and I liked it. I like numbers. I like helping people. It's nice. It's my calling. It's a little while into it, I noticed that, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And it's work because everything is work, but it's a calling. If tomorrow I had to retire, I probably wouldn't, to be honest with you. Just
you
if I
won't-
could. Yeah, I would stay in. I love it. I love
And-
helping people. I love seeing people, accomplish that dream or move up in the home process into something bigger. I love what I do. I really do.
And I will say this, Prima, I remember when I first, met you, introduced to you, it was 2003. When I first
Mhm.
bought, my first townhouse, and I was
Mhm.
23 years old, and I didn't know what was going on, how to do anything. And you literally put on those white gloves, and you got in myself and my ex, and we were able to buy our first home, and it was amazing. And and like you said,
incredible.
it's your calling, because you
It's
do
my
it with
calling.
such ease and such compassion, and
Yeah.
you put yourself into your clients' shoes. You're like, okay, not every deal is going to be a perfect deal or perfect setup, but how can we overcome items? That's what I see with you.
Obstacles. Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's amazing, Prima. So how did you hear about Second Chance Credit? I want to hear this one.
So if I remember correctly, because I have bad memory, if I remember correctly, it was when you bought that house that we met. And
Yes.
after that, you reached out to tell me that that's what you remember. I thought, this guy's young, he's bright, he has this passion for what he's doing. Let me listen to him. Let's see what he has to bring. And I remember at the beginning, I remember being in the small little office in Coral Gables. I remember you stopping by the office, and every once in a while you'd stop by. And I know, when I had people, it was something fairly new. I think at that point, credit repair was fairly new, or people that needed help with credit it wasn't like today that there's people in every corner. It was fairly
Yeah.
new. And I said, let's give him a chance. And you knew my brother.
That's Renee.
So nothing. I remember, I barely know people's phone numbers, but I know your phone number.
Oh, that's
So
great.
yeah.
I remember
So
you
at that
introducing
point,
me to Virginia.
Virginia, agora. She's doing good. She retired and she's in Tennessee and she's doing good. Pero nada, I started sending you people and results coming back positive and positive and positive. I'm like, man, this is a gold mine, This is working, because I'm these people need a tweak here or there, or help or guidance, and I'm sending them off to Chris, and they're coming back with results, coming back to purchase properties.
Yeah.
And nada, that's where something started 20 years ago. It's freaking crazy that it's been 20 years.
20 years, and then we have
20
become so close that you're my cousin, you're my prima, everyone
Yes,
that introduced
we
you, and vice versa.
And I say it too. Yes. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
remember Prima going to the Coral Gables office, and I remember going on Fridays. That was our time. Come, and you're like, just look at the files, see if there's something that you can rescue. And you
Right.
helped me actually build how to do my business, because you told me, Chris, if you do it like this, in this way, you're going to be able to help out the clients, and you're going to be able to help out the mortgage professionals. So it's going to be a great
Right.
marriage. And you sent me my first client, Normita, and I'm so grateful for that. We'll never
Yeah.
forget those times, Prima. So thank you very
Wow.
much for that. Yep. I
I
spoke to her
didn't
the
know
other
that,
day.
but that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
good to hear. And
I
she's
spoke
still
to her.
around.
I know. She just referred my client right now, actually. So
Yeah,
we're gonna be
yeah.
helping out the client. So thank you for that, Prima.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
why do you believe we were the best choice for your clients, or have been the
Because
best
of the
choice?
results. Because of results. 100% because of results. 100% because of results. For 20 years, I've been sending clients to you and Second Chance Credit, and the results come back. I've never sent anybody anywhere else, but I have had clients that when I've spoken to them about credit repair, they're like, no, I went here or I went there and there was no results and this and that. So I've heard a lot of bad stories. And I've told those people, look, I don't know what happened there. I don't know exactly what happened, but give Second Chance Credit a chance because they can make it happen. And sure enough, they come back to me and tell me you were right. I had a bad experience at XYZ, but these people made it happen. So hearing those, and of course, it's a partnership in the sense of when you recommend somebody, it's a reflection of yourself. So I know that you take that very highly. I know that, when people like me or even past clients recommend people to you, you take that very seriously. And that's why your business has grown so much. And that's why you have so much success, because you take every client on like if it was me, or like if it was another referring partner. And the client knows it, the client feels it. The clients call me back and tell me, hey, I spoke to your cousin and he's amazing. He was super nice. He has me on track. I know what I need to do. I have a clear picture. It's not, and those people that have gone maybe to other places and it hasn't gone through, they just take their money and they don't tell them anything. As to where when you explain to them, this is what we're going to do, this is what's going on, you educate them. That's the difference. And now that I'm talking about it, that's the difference. You educate them. And that education, people appreciate it. People definitely appreciate it, and they want to know where they're going. And you bring out that plan for them. Yeah.
And Prima, I give you the credit for that because you took the time when I was starting this, and that's what you told me to do. You said, Chris, this is the way to do this so that the clients always refer you and I can continue to refer you and also get other mortgage companies. So you helped me out so much. Like you're telling me this and I'm like, that was Christina. And you're one of my mentors, and I look up to you. So thank you for always bringing, that I have a saying now, you brought the elevator back down for me. So, and with the elevator bringing back down, you also brought it up because you educated me and you taught me. So thank you, Prima. So quick success story. How have we helped out your clients? What have you seen from beginning to end? What have we done for them in a success story?
We have a lot of stories during the last 20 years. We have a lot of them. My memory is really bad, but it's a lot of them. I mean, what happens is when they get sent to you, sometimes they're smaller things, sometimes they're bigger things. So we have a lot of success stories. At the end, what they come to me to do, obviously, is to get a mortgage. Sometimes they're not ready credit wise, and they get sent to Second Chance Credit. There, they get their credit repaired. It depends. There's different things that need to be done, but I hand them off to Chris. Chris does, or Second Chance does what they need to do. And then they come back to me and they buy a house. So the success story at the end of the day is a homeowner, which is pretty amazing. And it's some people that have bigger problems or smaller problems, but they're problems that they didn't know what to do. They needed education, they needed guidance. And first they got the education and guidance from me on the mortgage side. Again, the credit probably wasn't up to par when they got sent off. They got sent off to Second Chance. Chris guided them, his team guided them. And when they were ready, they got sent back and they bought a house. So it's pretty amazing. It's a big thing.
And Prima, one of the things is that I get when I do a lot of the presentations, the public speaking that I do, always start with a line, and I get very angry as I started, and I voice my strong belief, and is the main reason why there's no financial or credit education in the United States of America is because the United States of America runs on debt. The more debt we have, the lower the credit score and the more money these financial institutions make. So this is why there's no education. So when someone goes and applies for a mortgage, it's very seldom that you see someone in tip top shape. And it's not that they're not
Correct.
smart, it's not that they're not diligent, they don't know. So
Correct.
if you don't know how to play a game, if you don't know the game plan, you don't know the rules of a game, how can you execute and be the very best? And
Right.
I think this is where you take your time as well, gathering documents for clients, for the closing, for their finances. And we're very thankful that you actually take your time also to send them to us, because a lot of mortgage professionals will say, on to the next one, on to the next
Right.
one. And
And
they
not
don't
give
take
them
the
the
time.
chance. And that's not fair. Yeah.
And that's not fair, because
Yeah.
the people get,
Yeah.
there's no American dream by that time, because no one's taking the time to teaching
Right.
these clients. So that's
Right.
great, Prima.
No. And the teaching is really important. I'll explain to you why. Some people will have a low score because they have, I don't know, 5 medical collections that total $2,000-3,000, whatever it may be. And then now, let's say they have a 580 or 570, but they pay everything on time, and what they have is those medical collections. They get really down on, oh, I can't buy. And what I tell them when I send them off to you is, don't let this go. Go get your credit fixed, because at the end of the day, you're going to be in the same boat in 12 months. So you need to change this. Another thing that I tell clients that I remember one time, and again, I don't have a good memory, but there's things in life that kind of shock you. I remember being in the office in Coral Gables in the conference room, and a guy coming in with awful credit and $100,000.
Well,
$100,000 is a lot of money today, but it was a lot more 10, 15 years ago.
yeah.
And telling me in Spanish, ¿cómo que yo no puedo comprar una casa? O ¿cómo que tú no me puedes dar un préstamo? Si yo tengo $100,000. And I'm like, okay, like it processed. He was upset. It processed, and I told him something. I go, Señor, or I'll say it in Spanish and then I'll say it in English.
Yeah.
I told him, Señor, el crédito en este país vale más que el dinero. So I told him, credit in this country is worth more than money. At the end of the day, he would have had good credit and $20,000 back then, he would have been able to buy a house. But he had bad credit and $100,000, and I couldn't give him a loan. The only thing he could buy was a $100,000 property, because that's the cash that he had in his hand. So credit is super important. And when I look at credits and they're not perfect or they need help on them, they get sent to you. Another thing that you mentioned that's extremely important is credit score. So some people have a 720. 720 is a good score, and we're not going to say that they have bad credit. They don't. 720 is good, but you want the best rate, you have to have a 760. You want a better rate?
Yep.
Yeah, you want a better rate? Hit that 760. There's a difference on a mortgage rate between a 720, again, really good score, but 760 is more excellent. So if you want to have the lower mortgage score, and I believe it works the same in cars, I'm not 100%, but I believe that it works the same in if you're going to purchase an auto, or you're going to purchase a boat, or you're going to purchase, the credit score makes a difference. So it's not only to fix bad credit, but it's also to maximize what you have. And that's I have a really good credit score.
I know.
And that's because of my cousin.
I know.
Because every once in a while we sit down and I'm like, what do I do? He's like, do this, do that, do that. And we're like, okay, you do it for me too.
So,
and of course, that's why I have cars at low rates, mortgages at low rates, because my score is maximized thanks to you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome, Prima. But imagine in numbers, right? In percentage, interest rate, half a point or a point less. It's a big deal on a 30-year mortgage. It could be $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 savings just because of half a point.
Yes.
So it's such a
Agreed.
huge amount of savings. And I
Right.
tell it to people, I'm like, the main reason why we're not getting ahead, right, financially in life is because we're giving money away. We're leaving money on the table. So we
On the
make
table.
good money, but we're just bleeding it and we don't care. And this is why these companies want you to do. That's why there's no education, because then you're going to mess up their business.
Yeah.
If they educate you on this, their business gets messed up. So
Right, they're gonna make less money because they're making less interest. A good point also just for mortgage and credit score. Not only is it mortgage rate, but it's mortgage insurance. The typical first-time home buyer doesn't come in with 20%. So they have to pay mortgage insurance. Now, mortgage insurance on conventional loans is tiered by credit score. If you have a 680 with a 5% down, or you have a 740 with a 5% down, the mortgage insurance is almost double on that 680. So not only the rate, it's the mortgage.
oh, so they get double whammy. So they can save 2 times, or they can lose money twice. So it can really work for you or against it. And Prima, it's credit scores change in just 30 days. And usually a lot of the times it's because of our habits. The way we use those credit cards, the way we spend, the way we repay them back is such a big impact on a credit score. So I know a lot of the times when we're preparing a client for the home buy, I tell them, I'm like, we're going to go on a 60, 90-day credit card diet. We're not going to use the credit cards. We're going to start paying them off, and we're only going to utilize your debit card. And this is how we're going to generate maximum amount of points plus the work that we're doing on the back end. Prima, one more question. I don't want to keep you too much. I know today's Friday, and then you're doing such a great job.
Wrap it up.
I know. How has Second Chance Credit contributed to your business growth?
It's been a big impact on my business because it's been a big on my business because those clients not second chance, and when they were ready, we got a notification, they called us back, and then we put them into the home buying process and did mortgages for them. So we didn't write them off. We gave them off to Chris and his team. They did what they needed to do. They listened to them, they educated them, and they came back and bought properties. Of course, those clients are obviously they're happy because they were able to get their mortgage, but more than anything, they're grateful. And the best thing that you can have in a business is clients or people that you did loans for that are grateful, because that is the best advertising. Look, I went to Christina, I wasn't ready. She took me off, she sent me off to her team at Second Chance Credit. They got me ready. I got back to her. This is our house. So when they do that open house, they're happy. And then Chris and Christina made it happen. So that's what Second Chance has done for us. They've given us business because they've helped our clients become homeowners.
Yeah, and it's like having a pipeline, right? We all want those clients to sign up right now, to do the mortgage right now. We want those perfect clients, but if we don't have them, we can still create a pipeline in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. They'll be ready. So now your pipeline is growing, and yes, you're getting clients now that they're grateful because you took the time, we took the time to do the diligent work. And this is why, Prima, you have been doing this for a lot longer than I have. You've been in the business for such a long time, and you have created a great empire. And now hopefully your son from our last conversation may be joining your firm. So that's going to be amazing. Prima, thank you very much for your time. I love you dearly. Thank you for everything that you do for me, my family, and the business. You're exceptional. And anyone here listening to this video, Christina is top professional, caring, loving, and
Thank you.
She'll make things happen for you the right way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Love you.
You're welcome.
Un beso.